Halos took the loss on Wednesday, finished off the homestand with a 5-4 record. Last night they traveled north of the border. We are in Toronto, Canada for the first of four against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody from inside the Rogers Center. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubazon, Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us once again. And, of course, tonight Mike Scioscia is not going to be with the ball club. He is back in Southern California. He'll miss the first two games of this series. So Dino Ebel will hand the ball off to Garrett Richards, trying to get the ship righted, if you will.
Yeah, Victor, that's a good guy to hand that ball off, especially the way he's been throwing the ball this entire season. Part of that rotation and a fixture in the rotation for Garrett Richards. His stuff has been absolutely electric this year. 95, 97 fastball. But for the reason why he's been so effective is his ability to throw both his slider and his curveball, both for swing and miss, and to get back into fastball counts. Even when he bounces it, because it's such a hard slider, he'll get a swing and miss. He has been outstanding on the road this year. 4 starts, ERA 1.44, batting average below 100. That fastball, like I said, has been fantastic, but his ability to throw both his breaking ball, slider, and curveball, even an occasional changeup, you're going to need those pitches against his bats for Toronto. They can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but they're not quite as good on a breaking ball. Look for them to use that tonight.
Yeah, a lot of long balls for the Toronto Blue Jays, 17 in the month of May, and we'll see what the Angels offense can do. Efren Navarro called up from AAA. He'll get to start in left field as they take on Dustin McGowan. We're just about ready for baseball here in Toronto, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring in the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels Baseball is brought to you Bench coach of the Blue Jays, DeMarlo Hale, and Angels bench coach and acting manager Dino Ebel exchanging the lineup cards. As we mentioned, Mike Scioscia attending to his daughter's graduation this weekend, so he'll miss tonight and tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon's game, morning back home, of course, and is scheduled to be back in uniform and managing the ball club on Sunday. So obviously Dino has a lot of experience at the minor league level, managing winter ball as well. And we'll see what how things play out tonight.
Well, you know he's going to be aggressive, and he's watched and learned under Mike Scioscia quite a bit as far as being aggressive, going first to third, being aggressive as far as hitting and running and bunting, creating opportunities to score runs.
It is a veteran umpiring crew, and we'll talk about that in just a little while as the Toronto Blue Jays have taken the field here, wearing their home white uniforms and the red hats. It is the National Day of Honor throughout Canada. It's the Prime Minister welcomed back the final contingent of the Canadian Armed Forces that was in Afghanistan. So today is the National Day of Honor for all those who participated in the 12-year mission. Let's check out the Angels lineup as they start this 4-game series with a 16-17 record and in fourth place, 3 games back in the American League West. Eric Ibar will lead things off and play shortstop. Mike Trout is at center. Albert Pujols at first. Roller Binds at DH. Howie Kendrick at second. It's Ian Stewart at third. Hank Conger behind the plate. Efrain Navarro called up, taking the spot that was vacated by Nick Miranda when he was shipped out after Wednesday's game. He gets a start in left field. First major league start in the outfield for Efrain Navarro. And Colin Cowgill batting ninth and playing right field. We're taking on a 32-year-old right-hander native of Savannah, Georgia by the name of Dustin McGowan.
McGowan's got a good fastball, sinking and four-seam fastball, 90-95, slider, curveball, and very solid changeup also. The keys to be successful against McGowan, my go-to, show some patience. He will throw some pitches out of the strike zone, but when he throws his fastball, just make sure it is in the zone. He will throw a lot of fastballs out of the zone, bring a middle part of the plate, and do some damage.
Let's take a look at the defense behind McGowan for the Toronto Blue Jays. Cabrera, Rasmus, and Bautista in the outfield from left to right. Francisco Reyes gets it, and Encarnacion from third to first, and Navarro behind the plate.
Jose Reyes at shortstop, really the key captain of the defense. He's got tremendous range, good throwing arm, very good going up the middle, good on the backhand. And the key part of the reason why, when you look up, you see this Toronto club right now as far as their defense, they are top in the American League fielding percentage-wise, and that's the big reason why. With 1 hour and 18 games for Jose Reyes, very good throwing arm.
Halos with that 5-4 homestand, now 8-10 at home. They are 8-7 on the road. This is the first of a 6-game road trip. Tonight's first pitch being delivered by Shumash Casino Resort. Eric Ibar ready to lead things off, hitting .264, couple of home runs, 18 runs batted in. The Angels have played well against the Blue Jays of late. They've won 7 of the last 8 games against Toronto. First one tonight is cut on and lifted down a left field line, tailing away from Melky Cabrera. That is a fair ball. It bounces out of play, and Ibar leads things off on the very first pitch with a double.
Well, you like to see it right away, a runner in scoring position. Again, jumping on the fastball, making sure it's in the zone. It was elevated. He did a good job of going the other way. Fastball. Navarro wanted a fastball away, but it was around belt high. And Ibar had a nice, smooth, comfortable swing at that pitch away.
8th double of the year for Ibar, so man in scoring position for Mike Trout. Mike on Wednesday went hitless, did draw a walk in the 8th inning and scored a run. A tough homestand. I saw his batting average dip down to .287. He'll look at a strike. Angel Hernandez, the veteran, calling the balls and strikes tonight. Adrian Johnson at first. Toby Basner at second, and the crew chief Larry Vanover at third base. Mentioned the veteran umpiring crew. Oh, one pitch. Trout lifts one in the air down the right field line. Bautista, a strong throwing arm, makes the catch and running territory, foul territory, throws it all the way to third. 1 out, and Ibar unable to advance.
Yeah, even though he was going a long way at the very end, he got himself around the baseball to get himself in very good throwing position. Ibar was looking to see if he would lean towards the stands.
Let's take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
We're up here in Canada. Season ticket holder from Rush. Working man. Albert Pujols, the guy that works at his craft so much. Early batting practice, they had a good early batting practice session today before the game, working the tee, and he's put up some great numbers in his career versus Toronto. A 400 career hitter with 3 home runs.
Albert hitting .293, 10 home runs, 26 runs batted in. And right from the get-go, the Angels 0 for 1 with a man in scoring position. That is big for this ball club. As Albert looks at a fastball for a strike. Halos 2 and 4 in the month of May. They've hit just 2 home runs in those 6 games. And when you're not hitting the home runs and you're not getting the big hits with men in scoring position, you're asking for trouble.
And you need to score runs against this Toronto club because they can swing the bats.
They are first in home runs, second in runs scored in the American League. And Albert drives one out toward right center field, tailing away from Rasmus, but he hauls it in. Ibar tags and will head to third. Well struck by Pujols, but nothing to show for it. So Ibar at third base now, 2 outs, and it's up to Ibanez.
Well, you can't do anything about that if you're Pujols. You're doing exactly everything right, using the lower part of your body and driving the ball to center field. Hit well. If Ibar's at third, that produces a run. But Bautista did a nice job on that pop-up by Trout to get around and prevent Ibar from getting the third.
So it's up to Raul, DH. 146 average, 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Lays off the first pitch, and it's just off the plate. McGowan so far this year, 30 innings, 30 hits, 20 strikeouts, 13 walks in that 4.80 ERA. Spent some time on the disabled list twice, actually, last year. Limited just 25 games, all out of the bullpen. 2 balls, no strikes.
Starting off Ibanez with back-to-back changeups. No real difference in the splits between left-handed batters and right-handed batters against him. 258 for lefties, 259 for right-handers against him.
Three balls, no strikes.
Well, the way Ibanez swung the bat in batting practice today, he has to have the green light. Even though the batting average is not where he wants it, he was hitting the ball extremely well in batting practice. Look for the green light if he can get a fastball here.
Got a fastball at 94, and he took it. 3 balls, 1 strike. It may be the one and only fastball you see in the strike zone. Ibar on the very first pitch of the game doubled. Trout popped out in foul territory. Pujols lined out to center. Gowan has always had terrific stuff. On the supplemental first-round pick. 33rd overall selection. And that is ball 4. But the injuries have zapped McGowan. He's been on the disabled list quite a bit throughout his career. It's Howie Kendrick steps to the plate with runners at first and third, 2 outs. Howie hitting .293 with a couple of home runs and 17 RBIs. There's the first one. Howie swings through it. Took something off. McGowan last time out on the 4th against Pittsburgh at PNC Park. 1 run, 3 hits in 7 innings. Had 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Runner goes, no throw from the bar, and it's a stolen base for Ibanez.
First of the season for Ibanez. Good jump. Breaking ball in the dirt. Also, Navarro, no chance to make a throw. If he throws, you might see Ibar try to come home. Wise decision by Navarro not to throw the ball to second.
So second and third down, a 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs here the first inning. Foul back, 1-2.
You see the frustration of Kendrick as he spins out of that batter's box. Knew he had to pitch a drive there.
That was one of those fastballs in the zone to do some damage. With Eric Ibar right now, especially with the count 1-2. Allen has a good slider, throws quite a few, and just be ready in case it's in the dirt.
1-2 on the way outside. Overthrown slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice job by Navarro going to the backhand.
That's not easy to do because that is a firm, hard slider too, with a big break.
Look at that start for McGowan last night. Longest outing in 100+ pitches, first time since June 27th of 2008. 2-2 on the way. Howie shoots one out to right field. Bautista moving back on it, still racing back, and at the track he'll make the catch as he bangs into the wall. The Halos leave 2 men in scoring position. Nice play by Bautista as we head to the bottom of the first, scoreless.
Well, he read that one well, knowing exactly how far he had to go to that wall. Leaps and makes a nice play.
In scoring position at the top of the first, we're scoreless as we begin the bottom of the inning. Here's John Gibbons starting 9 for the Blue Jays, who start the night in 3rd place in the East. A game and a half back with an 18-17 record. Jose Reyes leading things off at short. Melky Cabrera in left. Jose Bautista in right. Edwin Encarnacion at first. Juan Francisco at third. Adam Linds the DH. Gianna Navarro the catcher. Colby Rasmus at center. Chris Getz rounding out that starting 9. He will play second base, taking on Garrett Richards. 3-0 record, 2.84 ERA.
We talked about him in the opening, how well he has thrown on the road. Very good ERA. Opponent's batting average 184 this season, which leads the American League in that category.
Jose Reyes lead things off, the shortstop. Switch hitter. 179 batting average. Couple of home runs, 8 runs batted in. First one tonight. Is in there for a strike.
And certainly the keys, the go-tos, keep up a good tempo and avoid Joey Bats in RBI situation. Jose Bautista has been red hot. Do not give in to him in RBI situations. And also keep this guy off the bases if you can. Reyes can run so well and mess with your concentration when you're on the mound because of his speed.
1-1 pitch. This is looped out towards shallow center field. Here comes Mike Trout. He'll play it on a hop. Leadoff single for Reyes. We'll check out the Angels defensively. Efren Navarro in left field. Mike Trout in center. Colin Cowgill in right for the Angels. Ian Stewart, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first with Hank Conger behind the plate.
And Efren Navarro getting his first major league start out in left field. A very good fielding first baseman. He's a guy with a very good throwing arm himself, but he'll need Mike Trout to be able to help navigate out in left field play a little bit deeper than normal for a left fielder tonight because of the fact he's not played there a lot.
He's played a lot of the corner outfield spots in the minor leagues. Preparation. Melky Cabrera steps in, takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera off to a good start. 331 average, 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Limited last year to just 88 games with the left knee. August 2nd on. He spent the time on the disabled list. 2 balls, no strikes.
And this is the reason why with Reyes on base, you're being a little bit quicker to the play for Richards. 2 pitches in a row out of the strike zone.
3-0. This is not a team that you want to gift base runners to, especially with the middle part of the order coming up. Bautista on deck, Encarnacion to follow. 6th game in his career against Toronto. 4th start for Richards. 2-2 record and a 5.12 ERA. And that is a 4-pitch walk. So 2 on and nobody out. And Jose Bautista coming to the plate. Right fielder. Hitting .298, 9 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Bautista spent some time on the disabled list last year as well from the toward the end of August, 3rd week of August through the rest of the season. Left hip flexor strain. Played just 119 games, still hit 28 home runs, and drove in 73. He's got Reyes at second, Cabrera at first. Good speed on the bases, and the first one's in there. Toronto 5th in the American League in batting average, 1st in slugging, 7th in on base percentage. Jammed him. The ball running in underneath the hands almost. 0-2.
First pitch breaking ball. Second pitch that 2-seam fastball running action. If you're going to pitch inside to Bautista, make sure it's off that plate inside. He has grounded into 3 double plays this season.
Stewart deep at third. Ibar playing him to pull. Breaking pitch. And the ball gets away from Conger. Everyone advances. Bautista is called out. Adrian Johnson rings it up. So it is a strikeout. And Bautista arguing, I don't know, with Angel or with Adrian, but either way, it's the first down of the inning.
See if he did indeed go. It was pretty close from that angle. From this angle, you get a better view if he did cross the plate. No question, he went. Hard slider from Richards.
But that wild pitch advances the base runners 90 feet. Second and third, 1 out now. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. You can hear Angel Hernandez saying that when the ball gets away, I wonder if he's referring to Adrian Johnson automatically making the call at first without an official appeal. First one is down in the dirt. Nice block by Conger.
There was no question he crossed the plate with that swing.
Yeah, but I think Bautista and I think the Blue Jays in general were just because more times than not, yes, you see the home plate umpire ask for the appeal at first base. And as you look down the first base line, Johnson had the arm up. Two balls, no strikes. Encarnacion, 31-year-old, native of the Dominican Republic, hitting .257. 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Last year, 36 home runs, 104 runs batted in, just a couple down from his career highs that he set in 2012. He hit 42 bombs and 110 RBIs. But a nice find for Toronto. Overthrown, and that is bringing a run. Goes over the backstop. 1-0 Blue Jays. 2 wild pitches in the inning.
Now 6 on the season for Richards.
And on a 2-0 count, you know, that's that whole adage of throwing the old wipeout slider when you're just trying to throw a strike.
The mindset has to be, I have to throw this for a strike. And that one gets away from Conger. Didn't get his body over there, but it's a tough one to be able to block if you're a catcher, an overthrown slider like that.
And he walked him. Second walk of the inning. So rough start for Garrett Richards. He's got runners at first and third, and Juan Francisco coming up. Conger going out to pay a visit.
He's muscling up on his breaking ball. We have not seen that a whole lot this entire season from Garrett. He's been so effective in relaxing and repeating his mechanics.
Juan Francisco hitting .311, 5 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Claimed off waivers from the Milwaukee Brewers. Late March. He's done a nice job for sure. Strike on the outside corner.
He's got big time power. 5 home runs already this season. Couple doubles and a triple also, so 8 extra base hits.
Slow breaking ball missing outside. Evens up the count. Francisco split time with the Braves and Milwaukee last year. 35 games with Atlanta, 89 with the Brewers.
You think about it, 5 home runs and only 61 at bats for him.
Yeah. He had 18 home runs last year, 348 at bats. 1-1. Swings through that with 1-2. Melky Cabrera standing at third base. And Edwin Encarnacion standing at first. 1-0 Toronto. A single, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches. 1-2. Dirt smothered by Conger. Encarnacion's not going anywhere. The Angels had a leadoff double in the first, but unable to bring in that run.
This one a curveball, able to keep in front, almost not underneath Conger. Well, Garrett is really overthrown between his slider and his curveball.
Two now. This is moved towards second. Kendrick has it, 2 outs.
That's a good four-seam fastball, even though Francisco's a good fastball hitter. That was running right on his hands. Big out for Richards and the Angels. Tell you what, Richards has a great fastball going once again tonight. He's overthrown his breaking ball. You just got to get a feel for that fastball early on. Then as the game progresses, maybe mix in a few more curveballs as you warm up in between innings. Then you go to that pitch. But for me now, use that fastball.
He's facing Adam Lynn. Lynn serving as a DH, hitting .316, has a couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. And with an incredible growth on his chin. Fastball downstairs. It's like a small cat.
Looks like he used to be a wrestler right now, WWE wrestling.
Good location on that fastball, evens up the count. If Garrett can get out of this, limiting this to 1, be good for him. Tough hitter in Lynn. Swing and a miss.
That is some serious sink action at 95. It looks like a split finger fastball.
And that's where you kind of want to stay against Lynn.
No question.
He's been around the Blue Jays organization for a while. 3rd round pick back in 2004. University of South Alabama. 1-2 now. And he chases that one. as Garrett picks up his second strikeout, and he does limit to just 1 run. 1 complete. Blue Jays lead at 1-0. Job by Garrett Richards to limit that damage to 1.
Boy, no question about it. You were talking about how he's maturing. He realized right now he doesn't have a great feel for his breaking ball, so he relied on his fastball. And these last 2 fastballs against a very good fastball hitter in Adam Lynn, he paints the corner. And then he throws one straight down. It looks like a split-finger fastball. And Adam Lynn looks as if, after that swing, as if he thought, since when does he have a split-finger fastball? Then finish him off with even better fastball running away.
It's not as if this is the first time around for Garrett facing these Blue Jays. So you can pretty much throw out the old scouting report. Ian Stewart to lead things off. He takes a fastball upstairs. McGowan himself got into a little trouble. That leadoff double by Ibar. A walk and a stolen base to Ibanez, but got out of it with 2 outs, getting Kendrick hit that deep fly ball to right field. Off speed pitch. Drops in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Ian hitting 180. 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Started once again at third base with a right-hander on the mound. This one's fouled back 1-2. Angels did make a couple of other moves and announcements today. Yesterday they claimed left-handed pitcher Brooks Raley, 25-year-old. He's in the Minnesota Twins 40-man roster. The Angels claimed him and assigned him to AAA Salt Lake. They designated Buddy Boshears for assignment to make room on that 40-man roster for Raley. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels also making the announcement that Hector Santiago is now 100% in the bullpen. And have nothing to do with all handing off of the baseball to Mike Scioscia on the infield grass, but more on performance. 2-2. Stewart pops it up on the first base side, headed toward the seats, though.
And what that allowed Hector Santiago to do is come out of the bullpen, be more aggressive, just think in terms of batter to batter, not thinking I got to go this way to be able to get 6 or 7 innings, trying to get deeper into ball games. It's all about getting the hitter out, and that mentality eventually will help him get back into the rotation at some point.
Count remains at 2-2. The Angels will not need a starter until Tuesday, which would have been Hector's spot in the rotation. So you are left to wonder who will get that start. Matt Shoemaker is an option. Out at the plate.
And we've known that Hector has been able to pitch out of the bullpen. He did so for the White Sox in the past. So he knows the routine, how to get his arm in position and ready to go when that phone rings.
Nobody's feeling worse about it than Hector.
No question,
Hard
because
on
he's a
himself.
great competitor.
Little loop around towards second. Gets the second baseman. Has it. One out. Hey, folks, the Angels kick off Armed Forces Weekend on Thursday when they take on the Rays at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Mike Trout camo shirt courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket officer by logging on at angels.com. Good looking shirt. One out here. And Conger come up. Toronto overshifts, of course. And Conger rips one out towards center. Rasmus drifting back. He's under it. 2 outs.
And you mentioned McGowan being last couple of starts deeper in the ball games, much stronger insulin pump he has in the back. Similar to what you saw with Jay Cutler, quarterback for the Chicago Bears. It allows him to maintain his energy.
Two outs, bases clear. Here's Efren Navarro. Making his first major league start out in left field. Sitting .311, 8 doubles, 14 runs batted in for Salt Lake City. We've seen him up late in the season. Last couple of years. He's got 12 big league games. 3 for 14 in the big leagues, has 1 RBI. 1-1 pitch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And a fantastic glove at first base. We've seen that in spring. We've seen him up in September call-ups. That it hits the ball in the gaps. Good contact hitter. Works counts well.
Hits this one toward the alley in left center field. Giving chases Melky Cabrera. Can't get there. One hops the fence. Efren is rounding second. He's going to slam on the brakes as Rasmus gets the baseball back in. It's a 2-out double for Navarro.
Talked about that gap power he has. Good idea to stay there at second base also. You're already in scoring position. Shorter throw. There's a lot of good arms out in the outfield here for Toronto. Good pitch by McGowan, but a better swing from Navarro going the other way. Over the head of Cabrera just by his glove. Now in scoring position for Cowgill.
Looked like Melky was kind of drifting on that ball, anticipating it slicing back toward him. Well, a little more carry than I think he anticipated.
It's a great hitter's yard. The baseball just flies here.
So 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Colin Cowgill at the plate, getting the start in right. Cowgill hitting .300, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, his 3 doubles as well. It's in the leadoff spot on Wednesday. They're going 0 for 4. Eric Ibar on deck. 1-0 Toronto.
Well, he's been a couple times already in this game. McGowan has thrown a fastball, very hittable fastball, but Howie fouled a straight back. Cowgill fouled that one straight back. It's a good swing, but you want to jump on a fastball mistake. They missed him twice now.
McGowan a little more deliberate with the men in scoring position. Navarro with a big lead at second. Cowgill foul tips down with 1 and 2. He expanded his zone a little bit. Likes that high fastball.
It's a tough pitch to hit, though, consistently when it's a fastball, especially a firm fastball like McGowan's.
One-two off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You get to see McGowan throw that slider for a strike. Now, granted, the times he has thrown it has been when he's trying to get the hitters out, but he's overthrowing it. He's not getting guys.
He's starting it on the corner.
Yeah.
It's impossible for a hitter to chase that. If it's the middle part of the plate and goes down and away, still you'll get some swings at it. But not when it starts in the corner.
Sorry, Mario. If he starts painting that fastball away, then you might get some emergency hacks. Almost got one there. Full count.
Normally, you're going to get a swing and miss. If you have shown to the batters that you could throw that for a strike, but when you haven't, you're going to lay off that if you're a hitter. That was a good slider there.
Yeah, like the mindset here would be if you could throw that get it over slider right now, you probably lock him up.
Yeah, 3-2 count. You got to be looking fastball if you're Cowgill, but this is the point where you can get a better feel for your breaking ball if you're McGowan.
There's the payoff pitch. It's the base hit back up the middle. Being waved around is Navarro. Rasmus up and no throw for him. We're tied at 1 as Colin Cowgill picks up his 5th RBI.
It's good to see a base hit with a runner in scoring position. Nice quiet approach. The fastball was down. Cowgill up the middle, driving in his 5th run of the season, tying the game up.
So back-to-back 2-out hits. Spins the lineup back to the top with Eric Ibar coming up.
And he goes with a fastball, but this time it's down. Outer part of the plate and right up the middle. More of a compact swing from Cowgill.
Good 2-strike approach.
Yeah, I think he's going to be thinking in terms of trying to steal a base here also.
But going back to what we were just talking about, you're sitting fastball because you haven't thrown that breaking pitch for a strike. Ibar hits, swings at the first one. And Gallen off the mound, flips it to first, and that'll do it for the Halos. But they do tie it up on back-to-back 2-out hits. We'll head to bottom of the 2nd, down at 1. Best fan photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast, and it is brought to you by AT TOR. 1-1 ties. We begin the 2nd, bottom of the 2nd. Down to Navarro, the catcher, leading things off. It's the bottom 3rd of the order. Navarro off to a good start as well. 300, a home run, 15 runs batted. They put good numbers with the Chicago Cubs last year. Switch hitter as he rolls over this one. Howie will flip on the first, and there's the first down.
Well, he's had a good fastball from Richards. Well, at some point, as Richards' career progresses, he's going to learn to take a little bit off his fastball, too. You don't even need necessarily have a great changeup. If you can take some velocity off your fastball with that movement, he'll get so many easy ground ball outs.
How difficult is it, though, for him to throw or be able to throw what you call a BP fastball? And I say that just from his mechanics.
Yeah, it will be difficult, but if you play catch it on flat ground in the outfield and you have that action on flat ground, you can take that in the game because then you have the incline of the mound to work for your benefit. Again, it's a mindset where you're willing to pitch to contact because you want an out with that pitch.
Rasmus pulls it foul.
I mean, Garrett's done a nice job working with Mike Butcher, smoothing it out. His mechanics, his balance is very good. The leg, that shoulder is level, and over the front leg, not a lot of movement in the head. Keeps his eye on the target. Before, man, his head was flying towards first base.
I think that's the biggest difference in his mechanics. That pitch misses outside. You're right, though, and you go back and watch old video. And everything when he was, especially with the overthrown breaking pitches, everything was jerking towards first base.
Yeah, he can almost look right at Albert Pujols when he delivered the baseball because of that movement with his head.
Swing and a miss on a hitter's count. A tentative swing at that, 2-2.
And again, one of those looks from a hitter thinking, what was that? Is that a two-seam fastball? Is that a split-finger fastball?
Rasmus hitting .234, but 9 home runs and 19 runs batted in. A chance to visit his brother Corey. Just called him up a couple days ago. 3-2 on the way. This is line toward left center field. That's a base hit. Navarro plays it on a hop. A 1-out single puts a man on for Chris Getz.
It seemed like Rasmus has leveled his hands off as far as his stance is what we saw last year when he was susceptible. The fastball's inside. Now with his hands out, a little different approach. Went with the pitch. A little flare into the outfield. There's nothing you could do as a pitcher. You made a pretty good quality pitch, but Rasmus flares it in for a base hit in the outfield.
So it's the Angel killer. Chris Getz now up. The second baseman. 8 games so far with Toronto this year. Takes outside. 4 for 19 this season. Has 1 double. 220 last year at 78 games with the Royals. But a career .289 hitter against the Halos.
He's a good situational guy for the Jays as far as sending runners because he puts the ball in play generally on the ground.
Fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm just looking through Getz's career numbers and of teams he's played against. Minimum of 15 games. That average against the Angels, the second highest. Cleveland well with a .295 batting average. Toronto does not run a whole lot. 16 stolen bases on the year. At least they haven't as of yet. Pretty good lead for Rasmus. 1-1 pitch. This is looped down toward left. Navarro. A little bit of a stutter step now comes in.
And the interesting thing, watching Eric Ibar going back, that's for protection for Navarro, who has not played up at the major league level in the outfield. So as soon as that ball was hitting the air, Ibar is sprinting back, waiting to be called off from Navarro.
And have to do it here at the Rogers Center. You got to deal with the bank of lights. You also have to deal with the roof. Unusual elements, if you will. And it's one thing to take it during batting practice, but game speed a little different.
Yeah, especially the reaction off the bat from left-handed batters, especially for Navarro. Not an easy thing to do because it's going to tail away from you.
Reyes swings the first one, fouls it back. He had a single to center and a run scored in the first. Toronto getting a run in the first on a wild pitch. 2 wild pitches to be exact. The first one advanced Reyes to third and Cabrera to second. The next one brought Reyes home. Angels tying it into second. Navarro double with 2 outs. Calga with a single as Reyes tried to pull the chute, but a little too late.
That's that movement on a fastball. Especially after the first pitch of breaking ball, and that fastball moves like that.
Going with the breaking ball here. The 0-2. And foul tipped. Conger hangs on to it. That'll do it for the Blue Jays here in the second. 2 complete at the Rogers Center. We're tied at 1. Four here in Toronto. 6-game road trip. 4 here. The 2 in Philadelphia. Phillies were just in town. And
Toronto feasted on Philly pitching.
Yeah. That apparently is their natural rival, is the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's because of that World Series,
yeah.
I guess, in '93.
2-game series here, 2-game series in Philadelphia. That Joe Carter home run landed yet?
I don't remember.
Trout, Pujols, and Bañez for the Halos here in the third.
I think it was foul, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, it was foul.
Should there have been instant replay back then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about the '93 World Series. Phillies were pretty good that year as well. And Trout launches one out to straightaway center field. The courtesy look by Rasmus. Big fly for Mike Trout. It's 2-1 Angels.
That's a good way to get that power stroke together once again. Dead center field. Well, that ball got out not only far, but quickly out of the ballpark.
First home run since April 26th.
Boy, a hanging breaking ball. McGowan just said, how far is that going to go?
I went off the facade just below the restaurant. Here's Pujols. Albert looks at his strike. Albert squared one up well in the first, but for an out.
Sorry, but that was a much better swing on that breaking ball as compared to the first at bat for Trout. We got long on the swing. This one shorter and through the baseball.
No balls, 2 strikes, and Albert didn't like the call from Angel Hernandez. Seventh home run of the year, 21st run batted in.
Good friends. Picked them up with a home run for Garrett Richards for Mike Trout.
1 and 2. It was the all denim trip apparently yesterday from Orange County to Toronto.
Even denim jackets.
A lot of denim. This was pulled over to short. Reyes has it on a couple of hops. 1 away. That'll bring up Ibanez. Of course, Mike Trout this week on the cover of Sports Illustrated once again.
The best. Yeah, the shadow of a Trout. I mean, he does everything so well. We talked a lot about Miguel Cabrera, what he could do with the bat. Mike Trout could do it with his wheels and his glove. Very special player.
The third Trout to play Major League Baseball. Ibanez fouls it back.
I know there was a pitcher.
Can you name the two others?
I think he pitched with the Chicago Cubs.
Correct. He was left-handed.
Mr. Trout. How's that?
Pretty close. That would have been his dad's name. Both the other Trouts were pitchers of no relation to mine. Ibanez takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Steve Trout is the guy you're thinking of.
Yes.
Dizzy Trout.
Dizzy Trout.
Yeah. Imagine that poor guy in water.
Yeah, you're a pretty good chance of being brought in the boat at some point.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Dizzy Trout.
Dizzy Trout. Native of Indiana. Pitched from 39 to 57. 170 and 161.
Wow. Good career.
Yeah. 3.23 ERA. Oh, pulls this one to first. Backing up on his Encarnacion. They feed McGowan 2 outs.
Well, that was a perfect swing for Trout, though, to hit that one out to center field. That had to make him feel good. Because he was pressing, there's no doubt about it. We haven't seen a period of time in which Mike Trout had some odd swings since he's been in the big leagues, really. But that one right there could get him going.
Well, he snapped the 0 for 12 with the triple on Tuesday night. Only other hit's a home run, so this pace, that slugging percentage continues to go up. That's all he's doing is extra base hits. Now he bounces one back up the middle. That is a seeing eye single on this turf. A 2-out knock for Kendrick. Now 1 for 2.
It's like we said, this is a great yard to hit, and not only does the baseball carry, they're not real big dimensions in the alley at 375, but with the turf, very, very quick on the infield. I was talking to Rick Eckstein, who's in this uniform today on the bench for the Halos, and he was at early batting practice. He said this infield was extremely quick today as compared to what we've seen on all the other games so far on the natural surface, the grass.
So Howie on board. 2-1 Angels here in the third. Trout leading off this frame with a home run, his 7th of the year. And Ian Stewart at the plate. Saw a lot of pitches in the second inning, but popped out eventually to Getz. Boy, Howie, little stutter step there. Tried to get a running start from first. Stopped.
7 stolen bases this year for Howie already. He caught twice.
Ibanez has a stolen base in this game as well. That was in the first.
McGowan's got a good move. He's got 1 pickoff this season. He's allowed 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. That's a pretty good sized lead now for Kendrick.
Took something off the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5 hits for the Angels.
And when Ian's hitting the ball well, that's a pitch he can drive to left center field. We've seen that power. We saw it at the Big A. We saw it on the road in Houston where he crushes the ball to left center field. He's been struggling a little bit of late pulling off some of those pitches. He's got to get back to that approach.
Time was called, and a late time at that. Angel Hernandez granted it.
That's pretty late to call that at that point, especially when the pitcher's going through his delivery and he stops throwing the baseball. You're almost better off just following through on your delivery if you're McGowan.
Checking on Kendrick. Well, they say they want to put regular grass here by 2017.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a retractable dome.
They play football here as well, the Argonauts. 1-1 pitch. Bounced out in front of the plate. Nice play by Navarro. 2 balls, 1 strike. I would imagine that just means that more time with the roof open, not necessarily for the game. You know, with inclement weather, you got to close the roof, but obviously during the day, get some sunshine, get some rain on it.
Similar to what we see in Houston. It's hot down there, though, in the summer.
2-1 pitch. This is right toward Reyes, who's moved over because of the shift, and Stewart's thrown out to end the inning. But Mike Trout puts the Angels on top. His 7th home run, and no doubter to straightaway center field. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 Halos. To face 2, 3, and 4 for the Blue Jays. Cabrera, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Garrett with 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits allowed as Melky Cabrera takes ball 1. Cabrera drew a walk in the first inning, stranded at third base. One and one. Career high 346 with the 2012 Giants, and of course the old suspension. He still is able to manage a multi-year deal from the Toronto Blue Jays.
And hurt a lot last season.
Left knee. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. All-Star game MVP, right?
Yes.
In Kansas City.
Yes, he was.
Two now. Bouncer back up the middle and under the glove of Richards. Leadoff single.
Ground ball right back up the middle. The glove side, too, for a pitcher, right-handed pitcher. That's what you want. Better chance to field that ball. Sometimes more difficult on the backhand.
And off balance, not many of the Angels pitchers are ever really in good fielding position.
But you can work on that to get better. Just have your normal follow through and a lot of ground ball action back at you to learn to field your position at least adequately enough to be able to make plays.
Bautista takes down and away. He struck out on a hard breaking pitch in the first inning. .35 game streak reaching safely. Where you want to stay is away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bautista's 6th all-time on the home run list for Toronto. Which misses down and away. He's 2 home runs shy of Jesse Barfield. Bautista with 177 as a Blue Jay.
Boy, Barfield not only had power, but he had an unbelievable throwing arm. Accurate throwing arm.
Those teams in the early 90s. Pretty good. 2-1. Broken bat, roller foul. Wide of the bag at third.
That's pretty good.
Has to get some new lumber.
Yeah, that's pretty good indication how good that fastball is. The fastball count against a fastball hitter shatters the bat. And clearly foul down the line.
He's chapped. He just slammed his bat down. Got the pine tar in a can, sprayed it on the bat, threw the can down.
I'm guessing he liked that bat.
Hitters are funny like that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera at first. In the dirt, Cabrera doesn't go anywhere. Full count.
Still having a tough time for a feel for his breaking ball. Even last inning when he struck out Reyes with that curveball was really a hanging breaking ball.
Cabrera takes off. 3-2. It's a call strike 3. The throw down by Conger's way upstairs. Nothing that Howie could do. Bautista goes down looking for the first out.
Well, that was a good breaking ball from Richards. He didn't overthrow that one. He wanted to make sure he threw that one for a strike. And a decent jump, but a throw that Conger can get him if it's a lower throw.
Yep.
At second. 4th stolen base, 5 attempts for Cabrera.
Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. Walked in the first. 3 infielders on the left side. 1 ball, no strikes. Albert between first and second off the line over there. Albert talking to Richards, who's got coverage on that first base line if Encarnacion has any ideas. Dropping one down, which he seldom does.
But also, if there's a ground ball to the backhand for Pujols, Richards has to be there quickly to be able to find the base. It's a difficult throw for Pujols that far away from the bag. So you got to get over there as quick as possible if he does hit one to that side of the field.
Two balls and no strikes. This one down towards center field. Trout has a beat on it, moving over. 2 down as Cabrera tags, trying to go to third before it's cut off, just offline.
And that's a wise decision by Cabrera because of the fact that Garrett's thrown a couple breaking balls in the dirt with 2 wild pitches already in the game. Mike Trout's arm's getting stronger and stronger. He's really worked on that. Did it in spring training. Does it quite often in early batting practice. Got around the baseball well. Trying to build arm strength. The only way to do that is a long toss. He's doing that quite a bit.
So 2 outs, and here's Juan Francisco. 0 for 1, little soft liner to Kendrick in the first inning. Richards will work from the stretch. Ibar shading Francisco toward the middle. Barry Vano says he did not go. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Francisco originally getting to the big leagues. The Cincinnati Reds. That was back in 2009. In the dirt, gets away from Conger. Here comes Cabrera. We're tied at 2. Yet another overthrown breaking ball. Toronto is yet to get a hit with a man in scoring position. Both runs scoring on wild pitches.
Well, I said it was important for Cabrera to tag up and go to third base because of the lack of feel so far in this game for Richards.
And they continue to go to that pitch when he hasn't really had it tonight.
to be honest with you, Vic, you don't have to go to that pitch.
Nope.
When you have the movement on his fastball that he has.
3-0 count now. 2 gift runs on the wild pitches. Tied at 2 here in the third now. Full count.
See, when you have that type of movement on a fastball, until you get a feel for that pitch, and you may not even have the feel for that pitch during the game, stay with that fastball.
Well, the man in scoring position especially. You got a guy at first or starting off an inning, you want to work on it. That's cool.
That fastball is devastating for Richards. Go 2-seam fastball here.
There's the payoff. Foul tip hung on by Conger, and the Angels unfortunately gift a run. We're through 3, tied at 2. Honda upcoming schedule mentioned 4-game series here in Toronto, then it's off to Philadelphia for a quick 2-game series. The Angels return home to take on the Rays for 4, 3 against the Astros, and after an off day it's the Royals in town for a 3-game set.
Boy, a couple day games here in Toronto and then a getaway night game on Monday.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Conger, Navarro, Cowgill for the Halos here in the 4th inning, the bottom third of the order. Dustin McGowan. Hank saw 1 pitch in the 2nd and hit a fly ball to center. So he's 0 for 1. Swings the first one here. Gets an off-speed pitch. No balls and a strike.
And a few times in this game, McGowan has started off a hitter with a changeup.
Backdoor breaking ball. Looked like a little bit outside, but caught the corner according to Angel Hernandez. No balls, 2 strikes. Halos match 5 hits against McGowan. Base runners first, second, and third innings. Matter of fact, the first run of the game for the Angels that tied things up at 1. Came on a 2-out double by Navarro, and then Cowgill on a 3-2 pitch, picking up a single up the middle. Trout homered leading off the 3rd. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of off speed this entire at bat for McGowan against Conger. 4 off-speed pitches. A couple changeups, a couple curveballs. I got to go fastball away.
Full count. So back outside. Here's the payoff. Hey, fouls it back. Good rip at it.
Well, again, another one of those fastballs we talked about. Just missed. Fouled it straight back. 3 times already. McGowan's made a mistake with his fastball. Good swing, though, from Conger. Looking to go up the middle the other way.
Another 3-2. Got him with the off-speed pitch. First strikeout of the night from McGowan. 1 down. Hey, folks, now's the perfect time to reserve a suite rental during the season. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy the game in an intimate and luxurious atmosphere. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage options. And to reserve that suite, just call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/suites. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed now by McGowan. There's Navarro, double to the alley in left center field. His first at bat in the big leagues this year. He'll look at a strike. Shoots this one down the left field line, and Navarro looking to get his second double of the night.
Well, he's had 2 excellent swings. Again, not trying to do a whole lot with it. Double the left center field first at bat, double the left field his second at bat. Pretty good slugging percentage for him. Boy, this is a good swing at that fastball. Short little stride and looking to go the other way. 2 doubles, 2 at bats this season.
Yeah, a total of 3 hits in his big league career prior to tonight, and already with 2 tonight. His second and third big league doubles. Here's Cowgill, who singled up the middle. Second inning. Chris Getz playing up the middle now, trying to keep Navarro close to the bag at second base. One and 0. Caught the inside corner. RBI that Cowgill picked up on the second, his 5th of the season. Top of the order, Eric Ibar on deck. There's that high fastball.
Boy, he continues to go after that high fastball, too. Now, if you're McGowan, you got to go upstairs with another fastball. If you throw a fastball and it's down, Cowgill is going to hit it hard, but upstairs, difficult to catch up to.
Trying to get upstairs.
Didn't get that fastball up high enough. See, this one's above the letters. It looks enticing as a hitter. It's tough to catch up to.
Especially if you're trying to lift the baseball. If you're the Mark Trumbos of the world where you could tomahawk that ball, it's different. And boy, could he tomahawk the baseball.
That backspin.
Oh, my. Another 1-2. Over the breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The only other guy I remember could do that. Steve Balboni could do that real well when he was with Kansas City. Create that top spin. Swing down on the baseball.
2-2 now. Off the plate, full count.
Back-to-back full counts for Calgill. Last time got a fastball and a full count and a ground ball up the middle. See if he indeed tries a breaking ball or changeup on this 3-2 count as better than last time when he threw him a fastball.
3-2 pitch. Misses Sky to shallow left. Reyes drifting out. 2 outs.
Impressive so far from Efrain Navarro. When you think about it, he played last night or yesterday in Salt Lake City. A couple hits and then he flies across and went to Canada. 2 doubles, first 2 at bats.
Still fully unaware of where he's at. That's why.
That sometimes is a good thing.
Fatigue hasn't kicked in.
Yes.
Here's Ibar. Eric's 1 for 2. Double on the first pitch of the game down the left field line, and hit a bouncer that McGowan picked up in the second. Halos now 1 for 5 with men in scoring position tonight. 1-0. Angels have stranded 4 base runners. Toronto has stranded 3. Down has thrown 68 pitches so far. 41 have been strikes. 1 punch out, 1 walk. One and 1.
Real good arms in the outfield for the Blue Jays, so Navarro's going to have to get a good jump if Ibar can get a base hit into the outfield.
And all 3 playing very shallow. 1 and 2. A loft speed pitch that was up. Sparse crowd here at the Rogers Center.
It's really not an easy field to play shallow, too, because if something hit on the line, it's going to get by you quickly. Showed how quick the infield is. Same thing in the outfield.
Yep.
You take a lot of chances when you play that shallow. More difficult to cut off a ball in the alley.
Trout on deck. Now the 1-2. Down and in. Nice block. Not a whole lot of movement from Navarro either. Not jumpy back there.
He's always been a very good defender. Has the body squared up to the breaking ball, anticipating that ball being in the dirt.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Navarro still standing at second base with 2 outs. Tied at 2. Pitch. Tried to go the other way with it.
You can see the difference in the swing for Ibar. He's just trying to make contact at 94. That's all you have to try to do. 2-strike approach.
Popped him up. Francisco and Reyes. It's Reyes. The Angels leave yet another in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Still tied at 2.
Enjoy better. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC. And by Hyundai. Hyundai leads the rest wanting. Find out why by visiting buyhyundai.com today. Beautiful shot of the skyline here in Toronto. First of a 4-game series tonight here at the Rogers Center, formerly known as Skydome. Beats Exhibition Stadium.
Oh, yes. A little chilly at that stadium.
Have your fingers thawed out from the mid-'80s?
Oh,
late 80s?
No. That was extremely cold.
Tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lynn, Navarro, and Rasmus for Toronto. The first one, Tim for a strike. Garrett Richards, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. 2 wild pitches bringing in 2 Blue Jay runs. 0-1 pitch. Then this is off into the bat. Loops one to third. Stewart puts it away. 1 down. And struck out in the first inning. Now is 0 for 2. Gianna Navarro will step to the plate. Navarro grounded out to Howie Kendrick, his first plate appearance. .61 pitches thrown by Richards, 33 strikes. 1 and 2. Getting that outside corner. Both guys are.
You got to live out there if you're Richards right now. That's the exact same spot you go with.
Breaking pitch. Missing to chase it. Albert's got it. 2 down. So 5 in a row retired now by Richards since giving up the leadoff single to Cabrera. But mixed in that 3 in a row retired in the third was a wild pitch. Brought in Cabrera from third base. Cabrera stole second, went to third on the fly ball that Encarnacion hit. And a hard breaking pitch will Juan Francisco is at the plate. Brought him in. Rasmus looks at a strike. He singled in the second, so he's 1 for 1. You're talking about his approach at the plate last time. It looks like he's kind of hands away from his body. It almost kind of leveled his bat back.
Remember last year, his hands were in on his body, and pitchers were throwing nothing but fastballs in off the plate, and he was jamming himself. He's got good power, but preventing him from getting his arms extended.
Shoots this one to left field. Navarro going back on it, leaps up and makes the catch with a big glove.
Boy, he's having himself a game already.
Made it look easy. First time tonight a pitcher's had a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 4, tied at 2.
Top of the fifth. Reason why the Angels got their second run of the game. Mike Trout, our AT Universe, rewind, center field on a hanging breaking ball. No doubter, distance, and quickness behind that swing. For Trout, 7th home run of the season.
He'll lead things off here for the Halos, followed by Albert Pujols, then Raul Ibanez facing Dustin McGowan. He's thrown 73 pitches, has 1 strikeout and 1 walk. 6 hits allowed. First one's off the plate. Outfield shallow, especially in center and right. Rasmus and Bautista.
And Bautista incredibly shallow in right field for Trout, because Trout has good power that way.
Going back outside. A little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, as you can tell, McGowan with a good arm, even through all the injuries that he's had to deal with. Foul tipped.
He's got a smooth delivery also. Very compact.
"32 years of age. 25 games out of the bullpen last year after spending 2 stints on the DL. This one's pulled foul. You talk about a long list of ailments for him. 2007 won 12 games. The following year made just 19 starts. Torn right labrum. Shoulder strain in 2010. So he washed out 2 years. And then washed out 2012 as well. Plantar fasciitis. As Trout strikes out swinging. Fastball away. 1 down.
On a 4-seam fastball, paints it away. And the majority of the strikeouts for Trout this year have been on fastballs. Caught in between, sometime looking parts of the plate on a fastball, especially a good one from McGowan.
There's Albert. 0 for 2. He's hit the ball hard twice. Nothing to show for it as he lays off the first one.
In this game, a .389 career hitter in this stadium with 2 home runs.
2 balls, no strikes. Now back behind the plate, not a play. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Albert trying to tell himself to stay level on his swing. Looks like if Albert's going to hit one out here against McGowan, then they might have to be to right center field.
Especially after the one that Pujols hit in the first inning out to Rasmus in center. This one's popped up on the first base side. Navarro and Encarnacion. It's Navarro. 2 outs. The base is clear now for Raul Ibanez. Oh, with a walk in the first inning and a stolen base, first of the year. A ground down to Encarnacion at first.
Shift on. Twice now in this game, McGowan started off Ibanez with a changeup. That one out of the strike zone the first time up was a strike.
Another one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Raul has seen a boatload of changeups and slow curveballs.
Going inside with the fastball here.
It's fouled back.
The reason why you'll see that a lot more slow pitches to a veteran like Ibanez is as you progress in your career, you kind of guess and cheat on a fastball. So it's difficult to stay back on something slow. Raul anticipating a fastball, maybe middle in to drive. Instead, he's got a steady diet of changeups and curveballs from McGowan.
The 1-2. Going off speed again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A couple of day games, the next 2, Saturday and Sunday. 10 a.m. back home. A little breakfast with the Angels. Oh, fouls it off the left. Toronto with a run in the first inning. Angels tied it up in the second. Double by Navarro, single by Cowgill. Took a 2-1 lead on the Trout home run in the third, but Toronto gifted their second run and another wild pitch in the third. That's where we stand right now. Full count. Kendrick on deck.
Well, I'd be real surprised, Victor, if he gets anything but a changeup here on the 3-2 count. It's back-to-back fastballs. He's going changeup.
Payoff on the way, and that's yanked foul.
Or if you go 3-2 changeup once, most times you go right back to the same exact pitch. Going to try to sneak a fastball in.
3-2, and he walked him. So the 2 walks that McGowan has issued tonight both belong to Ibanez. He is yet to have an easy 1-2-3 inning. Now Howie will bat. He's 1 for 2. There's John Gibbons, the manager of the Blue Jays. Second go around as the skipper.
Done a nice job this season. A lot of expectations last year, and it fell apart for him.
Pitching has been an issue this year for them. As the Angels bullpen has struggled this year, as has the Blue Jays. Their bullpen ERA over 5.
Basically closure by committee, the Blue Jays.
Ernesto Frieri is the guy that Dino Evil will look to if you get to that situation. Joe Smith still on the mend. 0-1 to Howie. To the middle, and has a go off his glove. Rounding second and heading to third is Ibanez, and the Angels have runners at first and third with 2 outs now for Ian Stewart.
Good hitting and good base running. Howie back up the middle with a base hit. Second hit of the game. And once it deflects off the glove of Getz, Ibanez reads that and gets all the way over to third base. So you've taken away that potential hard slider in the dirt away from him now. Can't blame him for trying to make that play, but when it's off the end of the glove, it slows it down enough that allows Ibanez to get into third.
Pete Walker, the pitching coach, out to pay a visit. No action in the Blue Jays pen as McGowan's thrown 93 pitches, and mentioned his last time out got north of 100 pitches for the first time since 2008.
Yeah, his energy level much better. At some point, though, they're going to get some action. You see some movement down in the bullpen now for Toronto.
Looks like Sergio Santos might be the first guy up. He have the lively fastball. Ibanez at third, Kendrick at first, tied at 2 with 2 outs here in the 5th. Ian Stewart has popped out to the second baseman. He is grounded out to short. That's the first pitch fastball, first strike.
has struggled, as you can see there in the last 9 games, 0 for 20. Sometimes you go up, but when you're struggling, you guess, and you guess wrong, and then that was a fastball that usually you see Ian crushing.
Pulled the trigger on the changeup, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Now your approach is to try to stay back and make contact, force him to make a play on you. Also, if you're Ibanez, be aware of something in the dirt on an 0-2 pitch where a pitcher tries to expand the strike zone.
Going back outside. The 0-2. Way upstairs and over the head. Here comes Ibanez, but the ball ricocheted right back, and he is safe.
Wow.
Navarro's tag was somewhat delayed, and Ibanez may have gotten the foot in there.
Yeah, it looked like he did. I mean, he helped out Angel with the call right away. That slide looked like he got the front part of the plate.
That ball ricocheted right back to Navarro. No need to flip it to McGowan. And instead of blocking the plate with the glove,
and he looked like he just reached out to try to tag him, assuming it was going to be an easy play for him. Taking a rebound in a basketball game.
And that foot may have gotten in there.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a tag, and John Gibbons is looking in the dugout. At this point, there's no tag. There's no tag. It'd be tough to...
That's a tough angle there. And they are going to challenge it.
It's worth taking a shot if you're John Gibbons and the Blue Jays right now. Good angle here, possibly.
That's tough to tell there because you don't know where the tag occurred.
And it looked like he tagged him on the knee, the right knee. And did the foot get in there beforehand? The challenge has been made by John Gibbons. Well, McGowan's right there. He's an umpire himself. But there's really, you don't see him make a tag until it's to that right knee.
So we will await the call.
And it doesn't look like there's a tag. We're looking at the replay here at the stadium. Everyone else is an umpire here now also, as the umpires are looking at the scoreboard. Angel Hernandez, Larry Vanover looking out, trying to get the call from back in New York.
Now the play that they're showing up on the screen, we have yet to get that camera angle. The problem is with that one, it looks as if the tag is there, but you have no idea whether or not the foot is already on the plate.
Exactly.
So the call on the field is safe. And now we just await the word from New York. Larry Vanover, the crew chief, over there with Angel Hernandez.
Well, we've seen a couple of these real close ones, and the Angels have been involved in a number of them.
You just mentioned the whole thing about a wild pitch. I was thinking a breaking ball, but an overthrown fastball sailing over the head of Navarro.
Boy, Charlie Sheen would be proud of that fastball in Major League.
See, the question becomes, did he touch the left knee? Or did he whiff on the left knee and then touch the right leg? They are getting all the angles back in New York. Looks like Angel perhaps getting
close
ready
to a
take off that
decision.
thing. Yeah. Again, it's got to be conclusive. And maybe that's the issue. While you have all of these angles, there's nothing definitive that to overturn the call.
And the way Raul jumped up right away, granted, you're always going to think you're safe no matter what as a runner. But when he's running down the line, like especially in 0-2, you're going to take that chance to score. But that ball came right back to Navarro. It was a high fastball, deflected perfectly right back to Navarro.
And unlike a lot of base runners, when they slide, the lead foot goes up in the air. Ibanez kept that foot and almost dragged the heel on the ground. So that's where the question lies, is if you don't have a shot from up above, perhaps, that might help you. Some of the angles that we've seen, to me, can't tell. out at the plate. Larry Vanover with the call. So that'll do it for the Halos here in the fifth. That's the third out. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Still tied at 2. The call overturned, so apparently there's a definitive angle from New York. Once we get it, we will show it to you. But of all the angles that we saw, we didn't see a definitive.
Almost similar to that play at home at third base.
Yep. So Richards to face Getz, Reyes, and Cabrera here in the fifth. One ball, one strike on the Blue Jays second baseman. Hit a fly ball to left in the second. Two balls, one strike.
With a delay like that for Richards, you want to make sure you get comfortable right away and get that first guy out here.
Almost 3.5 minutes for the replay. Getz reaches for this one and bounces it over to Kendrick. One out. So we'll head back to the top of the order now. Jose Reyes coming up. Well, not much you can do for you roll the Ibanez. You're reading a wild pitch situation. Nothing you can do. Once that ball ricochets right back to the catcher perfectly.
Especially with 2 outs and an 0-2 pitch. So your mindset has to be, hey, he's going to throw something that's either in the dirt or maybe high like that, and I'm going to get a good secondary lead and go. It's worth the risk.
Reyes loops one out towards center field. Trout comes in with a dive, can't come up with it. Reyes is trying to go to second base. The throw, not in time. It's a double. Now the question is, did Trout maybe roll his wrist on that dive?
Well, you hope Mike's all right. Comes in diving. And he definitely rolls the wrist, but he's able to roll his body quickly enough to maybe absorb most of that shock on the wrist. Now, if you're Richards, you got to bury your look back at second base here with Reyes. He loves to try to steal third.
Melky Cabrera with a walk and a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. This one's back toward the middle. Ibar knocks it down, picks it up, fires to first, and can't keep Pujols on the bag. That ball just pulled Albert off the bag. Almost a fantastic play. It'll go as an infield base hit.
Well, it almost worked like a cut fastball running across the diamond as Pujols tried to keep his foot on the base. Ball is hit well by Cabrera. Talk about how quick this infield is here at Rogers Center. And
So
off the base, though.
Yep, one out. Runners at the corners down. Bautista at the plate. First pitch fastball fouled back and out of play. Bautista struck out swinging in the first inning, struck out looking in the third. Cabrera, big lead at first base now. 1 ball, 1 strike. One, 1 and 2.
Nice breaking ball from Richards.
One-two pitch. Well, he protected there. Keeps his at-bat alive. The count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
That was not easy to do if you were Bautista. That was a great slider from Richards.
Reyes with a 1-out double out to shallow center field. Trout on the dive, could not come up with it. And Melky Cabrera, sharp infield base hit. Ibar couldn't handle it.
Hank running out to Richards to ask him what he wants to throw there. Do you want to go back with another slider? Or do you take a chance of running a fastball in on him?
The 1-2. Chopper towards short. Could be 2. Ibar to Kendrick for 1. Relay to first. Got him. Inning-ending double play. Heck of a job by Garrett Richards. We've played 5 in Toronto. Still tied at 2. Now for the Toronto Blue Jays are in and out. Who's in, who's out. Sergio Santos takes over for Dustin McGowan, who went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And it's been somewhat of a struggle this year for Santos as far as command is concerned.
Yeah, he's got 5 saves, but an ERA just under 10 at 9.58. Fastball still firm, 92-97. Hard slider, occasional changeup.
All right, we're going to go back to the 5th inning when Raul Ibanez was called safe, and then the instant replay returned an out call, an overturn of the call. This apparently is the definitive view that New York used to make the out call. Now there is the freeze where they say the tag is applied and the foot is not on home plate. Other angles made it appear as if Navarro never really tagged that left leg.
And right there you can see there's no tag at that point until he hits that right leg.
Right. So that's the definitive angle that they used to make that determination. Stewart lines one out to right field. Bautista got turned around, but still able to make the catch for the first down. Well struck by Stewart. Nothing to show for it. 1 out here to start the 6th.
And that's why Bautista is comfortable playing in, because he goes back on the baseball so well. He did it against Howie, and he did it against Stewart. But getting back to Bautista, what a pitch that Richards made. Gets a double play. The reason why he was able to do that, he ran that fastball in like we thought he might take a shot. Bautista couldn't get out of the batter's box quick enough to prevent a double play. Well turned by Ibar and Kendrick, too.
First one's in for a strike on Hank Conger, who's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to center to strikeout. One ball, 1 strike. Santos this year 0-2 with a .958 ERA, 10 in the 3rd innings, 12 hits, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks. Opponents hitting .293 against the former Mater Dei High School product. Former first-round pick of the Diamondbacks back in 2002. Conger pulls this one foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, former position player.
He certainly has a great arm. There's no question. That many walks have put you in a lot of distress a lot.
One, 2 on the way. And Hank goes down swinging. 2 outs.
Boy, Efrain Navarro, who's coming up to the plate right now, he's had an outstanding game so far. Double left center field over Cabrera's head. Scored a run eventually and double down the left field line. Second double, then made a nice solid play out in left field. He's played first base in the major league. He's been a first baseman in the minor leagues, getting a little bit of time in the outfield in the minors. Makes a nice play. Considering he left Salt Lake City this morning at 6 a.m., arrived here at 1:30. Very impressive.
Takes outside for ball 1. Hitting over 300 at AAA, getting his first big league start in the outfield. Two balls and no strikes.
Should be a take here for Navarro, even though he's had 2 doubles.
Cowgill on deck. 3-1. A heck of a job by Garrett Richards retiring Bautista all 3 times. He's been to the plate. 2 strikeouts and a big double play ball. Otherwise, Blue Jays have a lead. 3-1 on the way. And that is a strike on the corner. Full count.
Keep in mind how well Bautista has been swinging the bat, too. Great pitches from Richards in key moments.
Here's the payoff. And down goes Navarro. 1-2-3 inning. First time tonight that the Blue Jays have retired the Angels in order. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth, still tied at 2. By authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Tied at 2 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Edwin Encarnacion to face Garrett Richards. He'll be followed by Juan Francisco and then Adam Lynn. 78 pitches thrown by Garrett. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits allowed. Encarnacion with a walk and a fly ball to center. Pops up the first one. Pujols and Conger, Albert making the call and the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. Hey, MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. You can join the millions of subscribers watching every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Angels.com for details. 1 out, nobody on. And Juan Francisco, the third baseman, up.
You know, we will survey his lineup card.
Oh, and 1.
Boy, all of a sudden he's starting to get a feel for his breaking ball. We talked about that earlier in the game. Richards did not have that. And a good fastball to get him through. Now the breaking ball is back.
Francisco's lined out and struck out. 1-1. 1-2.
Well, that's a devastating fastball there. 95 sink running action.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Francisco. 2 outs.
I'm glad he went back to the fastball. You almost did Francisco a favor by throwing him a curveball that pitch before.
Yep.
He misses this fastball by a lot. pitched 2 pitches before that. That sinking fastball missed by a lot. You're speeding up his bat. He's got good power. But Richards has one of the best fastballs you're going to see in the American League, if not all of Major League Baseball.
So 2 outs, bases clear now. Here's Adam Lind. Struck out in the first, popped out in the fourth. Little dribbler up the first base line. That's a fair ball so far. Somebody get it. Pujols has it. And there is the 3rd out. That may have gone foul.
Yeah, you got to get that if you're Richards.
A 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the 7th, tied at 2.
Baseball is brought to you by the all-new 4-door Fiat 500L. Visit FiatUSA.com and head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet.
2-2 ties. We begin the 7th inning here at the Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Sergio Santos back out for his 2nd inning of work. Had a very easy 1-2-3 6th inning, including a couple of strikeouts. He'll face Cowgill, Ivar, and Trout.
Not a bad time for Cowgill to drag bunt.
Cowgill 1 for 2 with an RBI single. That was in the 2nd inning. Bounced right back to the mound. 1 pitch, 1 out. Santos fielding his position.
Land it, gets the glove up, looks it into the glove, and makes a throw over the first base.
Now, granted, he was a former shortstop coming out of high school.
Good
Should
athlete.
be able.
Yeah, should be able to field it. But the reality is, as a pitcher, once you release the baseball, you have that. You become the 5th infielder to help yourself out fielding your position.
There's Ivar. 1 for 3 night. Shows bunt, takes upstairs.
I still say you force Francisco to field that bunt at 3rd base because he played first base last year for Milwaukee.
Two balls and no strikes. Blue Jays have action in their bullpen. Steve Delabar getting ready. There's the big Kentuckian. Two-0 now. 2-1.
I'd sure like to see Ibar get on base because Santos is definitely susceptible to a stolen base. 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts against him.
this one out to center field. Rasmus giving chase. That ball's hit well. Rasmus trying to turn it on. Can't. Bounces over the wall. It's a double. He was coasting for a while on that one.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be able to get back and get that baseball.
Yeah, second double of the game for Eric.
Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Thigh high. Hit well by Ibar. But again, we talked about the outfield play of Toronto. All three outfielders play extremely shallow.
Quick visit to the mound. Pete Walker. First base open. Pujols on deck. Mike tonight 1 for 3. Homered in the third inning. His 7th of the year. Picking up his 21st run batted in. Angels need to get that run in. They've had some opportunities tonight with men in scoring position and not been able to get the job done. 1 for 6 so far tonight. Came in batting .224 in those situations. First one to Trout. 0-1. One ball, one strike. Outfield again with Trout at the plate, all very shallow. Gets a second baseman trying to keep Ibar close to the bag. Encarnacion way off the line at first. 1-1. Foul tip.
Oh, he got away with a hanging breaking ball. On the inner half of the plate to boot. Just spins right back to the heart of the plate. Santos' first pitch was a good slider, then a fastball overthrown that breaking ball. Fortunately enough for him, it was not hit well.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Go ahead, run in scoring position. Bounce it back toward the middle. Getz was playing there. Fires to first, and they get Trout for the second out. Ibar advances to third. That'll bring up Albert. Let's go back and revisit our Hyundai key to the game.
What is felt with Pujols against the Jays, one of the working men. Worked so hard at his craft as far as hitting the ball. They're going to walk him here instead and take their chances on Ibanez. Managers know those numbers that Pujols has hitting in this ballpark. Coming into this game, hitting .389 here at Rogers Center. Hit the ball well first 2 at bats. That's the intentional walk here.
There's ball 4. So first and third. 2 outs in Ibanez coming up. Rolls 0 for 1. He's picked up a couple of walks. I'll play the overshift and not worry about Pujols. Ibar standing at third base.
Three wild pitches this year for Santos coming into the game in 10 1/3. So he can get wild, especially with his breaking ball.
Point with an off-speed pitch. Albert takes off, and that's in the dirt. Nice block by Navarro.
Second stolen base of the season for Pujols. It's that overthrown breaking ball. Navarro's done a real good job as far as getting his body and squaring the shoulders and body in front to keep it from spinning away from him.
One. 2 balls, 1 strike. This game's been tied at 2 since Garrett Richards' second wild pitch in the 3rd inning brought in the Blue Jays tying run. Both runs on the board for Toronto via the wild pitch. Two-one pitch now to Ibanez. Takes low. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to throw him a fastball here over the plate, especially with an open base. And a right-hander, Howie Kendrick, on deck.
Delabar ready to go in the bullpen. Santos has thrown 28 pitches. With an off-speed pitch, just like you said, not going to give in. So you figure he's going to go back to that.
Something off-speed, whether it's break ball or changeup.
Ibar at 3rd, Pujols at 2nd. Now the 3-2 pitch. And he walked him. 3rd walk picked up by Ibanez. That's that hard breaking pitch that he got Navarro and Conger on in the 6th inning. So they're loaded up for Howie. Gibbons is coming out. And that's going to be it. So they're going to go to Delabar, another right-hander, in place of Santos. We have ourselves a pitching change here in the 7th. The Angels with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 2-2 tie.
Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible.
Bases loaded here in the 7th inning in a 2-2 game with 2 outs. And John Gibbons has gone to Steve Delabar, the right-hander, who comes in for the 16th time this season. 2-0 record at .355 ERA. 8 strikeouts, 6 walks. And he has hit a batter. He'll face Howie Kendrick. Ibar at third, Pujols at second, and Banez at first. Delabar's first offering is a breaking ball in the dirt.
Yeah, he's got a good fastball. He's 92 to 96. Slider and split finger fastball. I mentioned those 6 walks, also 2 wild pitches in his 12 2/3 innings pitched.
Howie 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a deep fly ball to right. Outfield shallow. In center and in right. 1-0. Upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Melky Cabrera straight up in left.
Tell you what, if you're a reliever, it's difficult coming into games with runners on, but especially difficult when you come in with the bases loaded and you don't throw that first pitch for a strike. Now, if you're Howie, you got to make sure this is a perfect pitch. Otherwise, let it go.
2-0 now. That almost hit him. Watch out.
You're looking out over the plate, looking for something in the outside corner. Very difficult to try to get out of the way. Fortunately for Howie, that missed him.
3-0 count now. Stewart on deck. Here's the pitch. And that is ball 4. The Angels have a 3-2 lead.
Well, that's worked well at home. The walk with the bases loaded. We saw it against the Yankees.
It's interesting that you bring in Delabar in this situation. 8 strikeouts, now 7 walks in those outings. You put him in a no wiggle room situation.
Yeah, especially that first pitch you throw is a slider and it's a ball. All of a sudden you start to aim.
Be good to see Ian get a fastball here and just jump all over. Takes upstairs.
Change up first pitch.
5 out of the strike zone for Delabar. Ian's 0 for 3. Hit one out to deep right in the 6th inning.
Yeah, a lot of times you're thinking, okay, take a pitch so he throws it a strike, but if he gets a fastball here, if you're Stewart, you've got to jump on it. He's got that type of power that can stretch this lead wide open now.
3-2 Halos here in the 7th. Base is still loaded and 2 outs. Delabar's 1-0. Up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. And there's action now again in the Blue Jays pen. Here comes Pete Walker. Again, I'm not sure I understand why you removed Santos, who had thrown the ball well, pitched to Banez well. Banez laid off a tough slider.
And you have a guy that comes in with 6 walks, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
12 2/3 with 2 wild pitches, too. That plays in your mind.
Yeah, don't overthrow a breaking
Yes,
pitch here.
exactly. So you aim everything.
Redmond getting ready now. Two balls and no strikes. 3 consecutive walks. Giving the Angels a 1-run lead. 2-1. Stewart, the 7th man to bat here in the 7th inning. Evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, if you're Ian, keep that head still. Do not pull that front shoulder open. Think, drive the ball left center field.
Two-two, and he strikes him out. Got back into the count. The Angels take the lead, even though they leave them loaded. 3-2 Halos.
Trucks. Talk about a great fastball from Garrett Richards against an excellent fastball hitter. He runs it in. 6-4-3 double play. Reason why? Not only jams him, Batista couldn't get out of the batter's box because of that running fastball. Gets that big double play. Just shut down the Jays in that inning.
Garrett Richards back to work here in the 7th inning. He'll face the bottom third of the order. Navarro, Rasmussen, Getz. 86 pitches for Garrett. 50 have been strikes. Navarro looks at strike one. Gianner's 0 for 2. A ground ball to second and a ground ball to first. Both times trying to pull the baseball. One and one. 6 strikeouts for Richards. 2 walks. 5 hits allowed. One pitch. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Boy, what could have been in the first and third innings on those wild pitches. As both times he finished off the inning striking out a batter. Lind in the first and Francisco in the third. Navarro fouling out a play on the third base side.
One thing Dino Evil's going to pay attention to with Garrett Richards here. Yeah, the pitch count is manageable, just 90, but it's been a stressful 90 pitches for Richards. You can be a taxing one. Sometimes you can throw 120 pitches and just cruise through a game.
Most pitches thrown in a game this year, 112. 2 starts ago, and that was against the Yankees. Did that in 7 innings. 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Looped over to Pujols. He makes the catch. 1 out. Reaching for that breaking ball. First down of the 7th is in the books. Hey folks, the Angels take on the Rays Friday at 7:05, and fans in attendance will receive an Angels camel hat courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. Purchase your tickets at the Angels Stadium ticket office or logging on at angels.com.
It's a great hat. Look forward to that one.
Major League Baseball announced the Memorial Day weekend hats. All camouflage. Very similar to that hat right there.
We both had those hats from last year.
Rasmus hits one out toward right center field. A towering shot, but it's playable for Colin Cowgill. 2 down. A moonshot.
Reason why he got him out there is because he had to respect the fastball, the movement. That was a hanging breaking ball, but he was out in front because he was trying to gear up to his fastball.
So 2 outs, bases clear. Chris Getz coming to the plate. Did a fly ball to left in the second, grounded out to Kendrick, leading off the 5th. Nobody warming up for the Angels. 93rd pitch of the 9th for Garrett. Halos in the bottom or top of the 8th inning. We'll have Conger, Navarro, and Cowgill coming up. Imagine it's Delabar coming into the game, staying in the game, I should say. Unless Redmond is brought in. Nobody warming up now for Toronto. Sharply hit towards short, off the glove of Ibar. Pops right in his hand, fires to first, and got him at first. The call is out, and here comes John Gibbons. And he may or may not come out.
Well, it looks like he's pointing right away. He wants that play to be looked at.
Yeah. Didn't even bother going out there. And he may have a...
It's close. Another one of these incredibly close plays.
He may have a beef here.
And the Angels players got to stay on the field at this point. And he might have got that toe on the base. It's so close once again.
So another challenge here. I think he got there.
It's amazing how close these plays are.
Yeah.
Just to see if that toe hits the base before the ball was in the glove. Foot is going down. toe. Oof, wow, is that close?
That is tough.
I mean, these guys on the field, these umpires have it tough. Back in New York, they have an extremely tough time. I mean, these are unbelievably close plays.
This is the second and final challenge for John Gibbons. It's a managerial challenge. Got the second one as a call was overturned in the 5th inning. And again, the call on the field is out. If it stands, it's the 3rd out. So Larry Vanover coming out, and he is out at first. So a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Richards. 7 in the books here at the Rogers Center. The Halos have themselves a 3-2 lead. CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by Mercury Insurance. Save big on your auto insurance. Get a fast, free quote at mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you can save. Top of the 8th inning at the Rogers Center. The Halos with a 3-2 lead. Steve Delabar is indeed back out there, and he'll face Conger, Navarro, and Cowgill. John Gibbons, the manager, came out and had a brief discussion with Angel Hernandez. Of course, you can't argue overturned replay rulings. Delabar's first one's outside. But it was a pleasant conversation between the two fellows. I think John Gibbons was just looking for a kind of an explanation of what they saw. Once we get that definitive look, we will certainly pass it along to you, as we did back in the 5th inning. Hanks 0 for 3. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. The play at first base all goes back to the definition of the ball in the glove or in the webbing. Doesn't necessarily mean the glove has to close around the baseball.
It was one of those plays, once again, so close.
Conger pulls the trigger on that 2-0 fastball and fouls it back 2-1. Here's the look that we had. And you slowed that down.
Just as the foot is about ready to touch the base, how far in the glove is the baseball? Tell you what, I mean, the umpires much rather be on the baseball field than be in New York with these close plays.
Yeah.
They've got a tough job.
Two. Called strike 3. Conger goes down looking, 1 out.
A nice changeup there. See, that might have been his split finger fastball as he uses as his changeup.
Now the ruling from the replay officials in New York on that last play. The play stands. So that would lead you to believe that there was not a definitive look to overturn the call on the field. No balls and a strike on Navarro, who's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of doubles and a strikeout. Foul at the plate.
Bellibar has really come back and been a very effective pitcher for the most part. Really getting his velocity going, throwing weighted baseballs from a distance. That's how he created his arm strength to be able to throw the baseball firmer. Consistent fastball, mid-90s. Good split finger fastball.
It's a guy that was out of organized baseball, playing independent ball, and then broke his elbow. Fouled back. Still at no balls, 2 strikes. Missed 2 seasons with that broken elbow. And pins in his elbow. Joe Smith getting ready. So Smith apparently is all right, and he's going to pitch the 8th. Delabar has made it all the way to the big leagues. Interesting in that Smith is okay.
And I talked to him earlier. He was saying he was feeling better. He's going to give it a shot thrown earlier today. Clearly must be saying he's feeling good.
Toronto has 1, 2, and 3 coming up in the 8th. Reyes, Cabrera, and Bautista. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Belvar missed 09 and 2010. A metal plate and 9 screws in the elbow. That's painful. Just reading it is painful.
Yes, and persevering, come back and make it an all-star game.
Navarro hits one out to left field. Melky moving back. 2 outs. Well, he's retired 3 in a row since walking in the go-ahead run on 4 pitches. He'll face Cowgill here. 2 outs, the bases clear. Collin 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Cowgill tardy on that fastball. And it's 0-2.
He certainly has a good one, but he also has a good split finger fastball.
Ibar on deck. 0-2. Off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halos with 8 hits tonight. 3 runs. They've stranded 9, however. Toronto with 2 runs, 5 hits. No errors. 4 men left on. Cowgill bounces this one foul on the third base side. Afternoon start here tomorrow. Tyler Skaggs on the mound. To bounce back after a tough outing last time around. Jay Happ on the hill. A couple of lefties tomorrow. Called strike 3. Cowgill doesn't like the call. And the Halos go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Angels.
it's time for a Coors Banquet time moment. First pitcher ever did a home run for the Angels, Jerry Casale, back in 1961. The last pitcher hit one, Clyde Wright, back in 1972. Clyde Wright threw a no-hitter and has hit a big fly.
That's a heck of a career. Joe Smith on for the 15th time this year, pitching for the first time since last Saturday. Facing the top of the Blue Jays order. Reyes looks at a strike after showing bunt. Blue Jays shortstop 2 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a double. He's also scored a run. Stewart playing in over at third base. Slider missing away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett Richards tonight, 7 innings, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches, 2 runs scored. Both earned. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Good guy to keep off the bases here. Joe Smith on for the 8th. And assuming there's a save opportunity, it's Ernesto Friere in the 9th. 2-1 pitch. Off speed, pulled foul.
Good sweeping breaking ball from Joe Smith. All Reyes can do is pull that one foul. And a lot of times after he throws that sweeping breaking ball in, he'll throw that two-seamer to try to freeze Reyes with a fastball at the hip and catch the inside corner.
Joe with 3 saves on the year. Reyes flips it foul. Count remains 2-2. Stick around after the last out. Angels Live postgame presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Three-two Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2. It's ripped into right field, hit well. Calgill is back, and we're tied at 3. Jose Reyes picks up his 3rd home run of the season, and the first allowed by Joe Smith.
Oh, this is a dynamic offensive player. Great speed. He's got pop in the bat also. Fastball hard at the plate. He shortened up his swing and turned on it, hit right over the right field wall.
One ball, no strikes on Melky Cabrera.
Jays have now homered in every single home game this season.
That's their 50th of the year. Melky Cabrera with a big swing, and I wonder if he didn't tied himself
wrist
up. Yeah. Bouncer over to Pujols. Flips it to Smith. 1 down. That'll bring up Bautista. Jose Bautista, the right fielder, 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts. And a double play ball that he hit into. Leadoff home run by Jose Reyes to tie things up here in the 8th. Oh, 1. Garrett Richards will not get his 4th victory of the season. Pitched well enough to win.
He did an outstanding job in 7 innings.
Foul back 1-2. The Angels in the ninth inning will have 1, 2, and 3 themselves. Ivar, Trout, and Pujols. Brett Cecil, the left-hander's getting ready. And Bautista hits one out to left field. This one's at the wall. He's going to try to go to second. No, he slams on the brakes. His effort gets the baseball back in.
An accurate throw from Navarro.
That ball was missiled out to left. Make that 36 games. Now he's reached safely. Jose Bautista has.
Just didn't get any air to that baseball, but Navarro did a nice job of fielding that ball at his angle, a good throwing position, right on the base. Bautista would have been out.
Mike Butcher making a slow walk out to the mound. Efrain Navarro making his first major league start out in left field. He's had a nice game at the plate, 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles. Made some nice plays out there as well, including that ball that Rasmus hit back in the 4th inning that he tracked down.
Just to be able to get that off the wall, get it in that quickly. You would think he's played a lot of games down and left. Has been playing him in the minor leagues.
So man at first, representing the go-ahead run in a 3-3 game here in the 8th. 1 out. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. Two and 0. Quite a full overshift. Now he's still on the second base side of the bag, but playing Encarnacion up the middle. Bautista has 1 stolen base. He's been caught once. Breaking ball in there. 2 and 1. As he missed the first game action that Smith has had since last Saturday. Can't forget about Bautista over at first.
He could run a little bit.
Michael Kahn getting ready now. Now it's foul. Can't leave it up. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Reyes with a leadoff home run here in the 8th. Off and Smith, 3rd of the year. Tie this game up. Smith almost got Encarnacion to chase the breaking ball. Now, if you're John Gibbons, do you start the runner? Juan Francisco is up next.
I think you do. Encarnacion has hit into 4 double plays.
Bautista takes off. 3-2's fouled back.
One thing about the Jays, they don't get cheated swinging the bat, do they?
No. There's no 2-strike approach. Or I should say, that is their 2-strike approach. Straight out of the Adrian Beltre playbook.
The 1-knee swing.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones if Joe just holds ball, steps off quickly, and then throws over, you can get him. He's going to try to time Joe Smith, Bautista to try to go on the pitch.
He takes off, 3-2, bounce to third. Stewart has it. 2 outs.
That's exactly why you go. That would have been a double play ball.
So 2 outs now, and here comes Juan Francisco, the left-hand hitting third baseman. Francisco tonight 0 for 3, a lineout and a couple of strikeouts. All three of those plate appearances against Garrett Richards. In 7 tonight. Go ahead run in scoring position. Here's the first one. Breaking ball in there. Outfield at normal depth. And straight around for Francisco at the plate. Ibar swung around almost up the middle. Now the 1-1. It's fouled back. 1-2.
Phil Smith wants to talk to Hank Conger, determine what they're going to go with on this pitch on a 1-2 count. Seeing Francisco swing and miss twice on fastballs that ran off the outside corner. I'd be real leery about throwing that two-seamer in against him.
1-2 pitch. He ran that one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Go back out there again.
Have to.
Bautista at second base. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. And Smith gets out of it. Buck does give up that leadoff home run to Reyes. We head to the 9th, tied at 3. Tweet your photo to hashtag WestFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast, and it is brought to you by AT. Rick Pike, Pezman 63 is the handle. Follow him.
Pezman.
Thanks for the photo. Top of the order for the Halos here, facing a new pitcher. It's left-hander, Maryland native Brett Cecil, taking over on the mound for Steve Delabar. Good numbers for Cecil.
Yeah, good fastball too, 89-94. Cut fastball, curveball, throws quite a few, and a changeup.
Former starter, former first-round pick. University of Maryland. Facing Eric Ibar. First one is down low. Ibar tonight 2 for 4, 2 doubles. One down the left field line, the other to straightaway center over the head of Rasmus. Scored in the 7th inning. And Delabar walked Howie Kendrick, and the bases loaded. Delabar settled down after that. Pulled down a line, foul.
I think it's odd that Gibbons brings in Cecil, especially with 3 right-handed batters coming up in a row, but righties only hitting. They're barely 175, 172, I should say, against. Cecil, so he's been very effective, especially with his changeup and curveball against right-handed batters.
Angels have been better this year so far, anyways, against left-handed pitching. 263 versus 250 against right-handers. 1-1 pitch. Chase down 1-2. 2 saves under his belt for Cecil. 14 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 24 punches, and 9 walks. Opponents hitting 182 against him. This is his 17th game. Team leader in games. The 1-2. Dribble foul. Cecil last year, 60 games out of the pen, 5-1 record, a 2.82 ERA. Never quite put it together as a starter. Ibar pulls it foul, trying to cheat on that inside pitch.
Amazing numbers though, with 24 strikeouts. Like you mentioned, 14 2/3 innings pitched this year.
He was a closer in college at Maryland. They got drafted and they made him a starter. But back to the bullpen he goes. Trout on deck, Pujols to follow. 3-3 tie here tonight. It's the opening game of this 4-game series. Ibar hits one out to the alley in right center field. Nobody's going to get this one. Eric's on his way to second and easily can get to third. Bautista has a good arm, has troubles with it, and it's a lead-off triple for Eric Ibar, his 3rd of the season.
Well, what a game for Ibar. A couple doubles and now a triple. Talked about that outfield playing so shallow. Once a guy by Bautista cruises in for a triple.
Now halfway to the cycle. He got the hardest one out of the way, right?
Did. Yes, he did. Forcing that infield in now for the Jays.
There's Trout. Nobody out. Breaks his bat, hits one slowly to second. Getz has it. And Trout is safe as Encarnacion could not find the bag.
Hey, if you're a youngster at home, this is what you're supposed to do. You get jammed, you didn't get the job done, but you ran hard down the line. And that's what Trout did and ends up being rewarded by getting safe at first base. For some reason, Encarnacion decided to go after that baseball, then couldn't find the base. And Trout ran hard down the line.
That's an error on Encarnacion, his 3rd.
It's like a pitcher trying to find the bases. He's covering it.
Here comes the intentional walk to Pujols. Getz gets credit for an assist there, but this will be the 2nd time that Pujols has been intentionally walked in consecutive plate appearances.
Boy, so often when a hitter gets jammed, you're upset with yourself not getting the job done. You just casually go down the first, but Trout ran hard down the line. And Cecil made a very good pitch, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the first pitch you always want to do with a man on third is try to jam the hitter. But Trout very aggressively going down the line. Got jammed, and he's running hard down the line. He's able to beat it out.
So it's Ibanez at the play with the bases loaded, nobody out. Oh, 0 for 1, 3 walks tonight.
When you have a lefty on the mound and they still have the shift on for Ibanez, that whole left side of the infield is going to be open. And most lefties like to try to throw away against a left-handed batter.
Ibar standing at 3rd, Trout at 2nd, Pujols at first base. Here's the first one. Rolls, swings and misses. No balls at a strike. Kendrick is on deck. Ibar making sure he's got a pretty good lead over at third base. Anything that gets by Navarro. The hope, of course, is that nothing ricochets right back to Navarro, as it did in the fifth. 0-1. That's hit in the air to left. Melky Cabrera underneath it, makes the catch. Ibar tags, he's coming home. Trout heads to third, and he is out at third base. But the Angels retake the lead 4-3. Sac fly for Ibanez, picks up his 18th run batted in.
That's a dangerous play there by Mike Trout going there, especially with the arm that Cabrera has in left field. He got around that throw and a perfect throw, but cut off. And a play at third base with Reyes getting there in time to be able to tag Trout. Weebo may be looking in at Eckstein to see indeed if that tag was made.
There's Rick on the phone. And they're going to go ahead and review it. Here's a look at the slide and the tag.
Boy, did he get the tag on the leg.
No real argument there for Trout. So this will be the third replay of the game.
So that's one of those plays, though, when you're at second base trying to tag up. I know you're trying to think in terms of drawing that throw, but Ibar's going to score. Cabrera's got a very good arm, but he's going to score. But you've taken an opportunity away with that out at third base, potentially of a huge inning.
Call is Trout out at third base. But I agree with you. I mean, you've got to make sure that you're going to easily get into third base in that situation. You want to, first and second, one out. Let Howie take a shot at it. And Ibar was going to score.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to throw him out. Even as good as arm as Cabrera, he's got 28 career assists from left field. That ball was deep enough. He's not throwing him out.
So we await word from New York. Replay central, if you will. Brett Cecil gets the occasional pitches. So Kendrick will either bat with 2 outs and a man at second, or 1 out and runners at second and third. Either way, Ibanez gets the job done against a tough left-hander who's had good numbers this year. Pick up his 18th run batted in.
It's a good approach for Ibanez, trying to get the job done. He wanted a pitch he can elevate and get it out to the outfield, and did so.
They're taking quite a bit of time. The first replay back in the 5th inning, I think it was 3 minutes and 28 seconds. The replay that ended the 7th inning fairly quickly. And out at third base is the call. Ruling on the field stands. So,
boy, it's worth it for able to challenge that at that point. It was going to be second and third with 1 out instead of man on second with 2, and they're going to walk Kendrick here.
Second intentional walk of the inning. So again, the play stands, meaning there wasn't enough evidence to overturn the call. And Ian Stewart faced Brett Cecil. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. C.J. Crone. With Johnny Mack probably taking over at third base after this. C.J. 8 for 19. He'll come to the plate with Poole standing at second base and Kendrick at first. Ian Stewart ends the night going 0 for 4. Cecil's first one on the way. Drone looks at the strike. JJ was the DH on a Wednesday night's loss. 3-hit game, 2 doubles and a single. Also picked up an RBI.
More likely John McDonald going to take over at third base.
Oh, 1 pitch. This is in the air to center. Rasmus moving back on it. Has a beat. And he'll put it away, but the Halos retake the lead. Leadoff triple by Eric Ivar. With the bases loaded, Padres with the sac fly. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. 4-3 Angels. One returns tomorrow with a doubleheader. Buster Posey, San Francisco Giants taking on Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. Then the Cleveland Indians take on Evan Longoria and the Tampa Bay Rays. The action starts at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Bottom of the ninth inning. Halos up by the score of 4-3. And John McDonald does indeed take over at third base. And a terrific round of applause by the Blue Jays faithful. They love Johnny Mack here north of the border. He takes over for Ian Stewart, who was pinch hit for. He'll be backing up Ernesto Frieri, pitching in his 17th game. 0-3 record, a 6.28 ERA. He'll face Lind, Navarro, and Rasmus. Those are the scheduled 3 batters for Toronto.
Ernesto, the key is remember an opportunity to be able to get that 4th save. Think all the positive thoughts here as you finish off that fastball and slider, occasional changeup.
First one on the way. It's a fastball in for a strike. Madeline Lind, the DH tonight for Toronto, 0 for 3. A strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground out. Off speed, hit out towards center. Trout in a couple of steps. One away. Good pitch, good location.
Got him out in front. That's the goal as a pitcher. Get hitters out in front or make them aware of some other pitch and then get that fastball by them.
So Conger out to talk things over with Frieri. And Deanna Navarro will step to the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground outs and a line out. On the inside corner for a strike. Up and away. Ernesto behind in the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Rasmus on deck. The Marlins swinging a miss. 2-2.
Good deception on that fastball. 95 from Ernesto.
This one's foul back. Pitch is down and in.
Good velocity, 96. That might be the best fastball we've seen from Ernesto this season.
Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here the ninth. Ernesto trying to close it out. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 2 down.
Back to back, 96 from Ernesto. And that's around just above the belt. Very difficult to catch up to, especially when it's 96. And he has that deception.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Colby Rasmus at the plate. The center fielder 1 for 3. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Three infielders on the right side. Kendrick out in shallow right. 0-1 pitch off the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Halos with 4 runs, 9 hits have left 11 men on base tonight. Toronto with 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on. And a big error. This one's fouled back. 1-2.
Another 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ernesto a little bit more under control. Outfield very deep. No doubles alignment. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Rasmus. Light that baby up as the Angels take the first one against the Blue Jays tonight, 4-3.
Boy, that's the Ernesto we've seen in the past. Great fastball. Dino Evo gets his first victory as a major league manager. Great job. Hard fought victory.